Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the Grand Trivia stage our great leader, our Grand Aquarium Emperor, the trivia master of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Trivia Master Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike.
Welcome.
Grand Trivia Master Fluval here with another sensational episode of Grand Trivia.
Sensational.
It's a quiz show packed to the brim with thrills and chills, twists and turns, and of course more trivia than you can shake a web app.
CBC 9000, please, can anyone tell us? Okay, everyone else is hearing us?
Good,
because our messages are extremely important. This is possibly the most important thing that you will ever have access to in your entire world. Hi, I'm Intern Kristie.
This is the only trivia show in any dimension where the points do matter and losing will cost you everything.
Absolutely everything.
And I'm joined, as always, by Intern Distinguished Competition, or should I say Intern Cleo.
Hi, I'm Intern Kristie. Hello, everyone. I'm Intern Kristie. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited that you're all here. I'm so excited that you're all here.
Boy.
And I'm so excited that we're celebrating, I don't know, the movie that brought space punk future 80s style back. Everyone loves it, and it's amazing, and now everyone is so much more primed to worship Fluval.
That's right.
Yes, that is what we're doing with Marvel movies. They think that it's the government who started introducing alien movies, right, into the cultural consciousness, so that when they announce that aliens are real, this is the United States on your Earth, probably. It's like, they're gonna, get us used to the idea of aliens, and then 20 years later, they're gonna, announce that there's aliens. Like, that's what Star Wars is. No, it's us with Marvel movies. We are trying to prime you to worship Fluval and enjoy trivia. That's why it's all Marvel stuff, because as we know, loving Marvel in that fandom is all about trivia. So yes, that is what's happening. It's a hot Philip K. Dick summer.
It's a hot. Where are my dickheads at? As Thrillhouse once exclaimed.
Ooh, you might have punched a future button.
You punched a future button. They will be coming soon to another broadcast. Intern Kiesel only halfway disabled it.
Look, to be real, my work as an intern for Fluval takes me all over the multiverse. So yes, I do spend time sometimes around other third dimensional beings. Ew! And sometimes they produce methane. Ew! Oh my god, gross, disgusting. But then I can come back to Fluval and I'm happy.
But that's why whoever suggested these
water creatures in Thor. Yes, see?
Whoever suggested these sounds, whoever tried to use these sounds that aren't working, you get a no prize for finding a technical bug in the system.
That is slander. That is slander, Lindsay Premel.
Stop slandering me, Lindsay Premel. Oh, you owned
do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
You with your Fluval box?
Do it. Yes, you'll be able to redeem Fluval bucks for sounds on our broadcast.
I don't believe you, Stephen Premmel.
Yet.
I think that you're going to send a jar of lies. And how are you even going to find our studio? Using the return address that is on all of the mail that we send out? If you join our Patreon and or send me your address?
Yes,
intern Emily Pineapple.
You will find the portal to the multiverse that is for some reason in the post office in Oakland.
Ooh, or what you could do is just donate to your local abortion fund and send me your address, and I'll send you stuff.
Yes, and if you want us to have a vague way of tracking it, you can do this and type charity and get a link to donate. But you also don't have to worry about that right now because we've been hitting you up a lot. So just buy abortions.
We need to buy some abortions. We are trying to get this Earth to at least season 4, okay? Okay, the network is really counting on us. So we need to buy some abortions. We need to slow the roll on this whole apocalypse thing. I know, it's so exciting. I know, wow, I'm so bored with the idea of peace that I just, need to hate all the time. But, only specific third-dimensional beings, not, all third-dimensional beings. It's really not working for me. Buy abortions!
You're
if you go to Alice.deals, you can get a really awesome shirt that Lindsay made in as a prize for purchasing abortions. Yes! A Jar of Lies, a novel by Intern. Buy more abortions. Those jars are fucking lies, and even if they weren't, fuck you.
Little cousin Fluval will be joining the cast in season 4 of Radio Free Multiverse and Grand Trivia.
Yes, or a tote bag.
So that you
can tote around all of your jars of lies.
Yes, if you're a Premmel, that's certainly what you'll use it for.
Yes. That's just what happens when you are a Premmel. I think that they actually... those jaguars.
Those jaguars?
Or cats. They're big cats, right?
Sure.
And it's in one of those Star Wars books, and they can block the Force.
No, the Ysilamari are not... Oh, wait.
Aren't they feline?
No, they're lizards that sit on the shoulders of Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Well, they're cool as fuck.
There are the Vornskers. Are you thinking of the Vornskers?
I think that's what I'm thinking of. But in any case, that is exactly what I'm thinking of.
The Vornskers native to the planet...
Oh, should we go to the Mind Palace?
I just know this.
Is it time to go... Oh, okay.
Excelsior!
Yeah, Stan the Man.
Yes, what?
Could maybe, I don't know. Do you want to talk on your good buddy George? Is that, yeah?
Wow.
I'm just building.
I just want to let you know I had nothing to do with the expanded universe, so I have nothing to say.
We are truly blessed. I
had nothing to do with that.
But still, George, you blessed us with your presence.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I did.
Shall we share the Mind Palace? Can everyone see how much the Mind Palace suspiciously looks like fandom.com? Honestly, friends,
looks like Wikipedia. Okay,
I am building a 10-minute long sort of building an edifice to the metaphor that I am trying to make about the behavior of the Premmels.
The Vornsker, native to the planet Merkur, were a wild, vicious canine species that had the unusual ability to sense the Force. They didn't block it. They let them sense
I'm so wrong!
That let them hunt the Ysilamari, but a side effect.
We spent all this time building this hilarious metaphor that was going to just tie in things from Star Wars, and we're talking about Marvel, but it was probably also in the comics, and I was wrong?
Yeah, they liked eating people who were strong with the Force because of the Ysilamari's Force bubbles, so they could sense where they were.
All right, well, that's the deal, okay? So they exude that thing. Thank you so much, George. Thank you for being here.
Also, all of those great Lucasfilm characters had tie-in comics from Marvel.
That's true.
Including if adventure had a name, it would be Indiana Jones.
But in any case...
What?
The Premels
What about the Premels?
exude some sort of
Yes.
force around themselves that exudes slander. It's 100% slander. If you get near it, it's almost like a gaseous bubble that surrounds them, and anyone who enters it starts slandering Fluval. Yes, George did create
very true.
the MCU. That is true.
You know what I exude whenever people are near me?
What?
Trivia!
Oh, can confirm.
So
yes,
go to
correct.
crowd.live and enter the code WWYXB. That's...
Slander.
What would Urian Xonx be?
What?
Why will WWYXB like WWJD? What would Jesus do?
Yes, fish loves farts. I decoded your message, your clever message, Lindsay Premel. I decoded your slanderous message through emojis. And I am trying to angrily open this LaCroix, which is 100% innocent, no matter what you hear.
Oh, it didn't ask Jess to do a name this time.
Oh.
Crowd settings might have caused some issues. Well,
meow meow.
let's see who's in, and then we'll know. Welcome.
It's because Fluval's secretly a cat girl.
Welcome, Incelsior, Splash Page, Lester Verd from the Void, Bootleg Bart, Chicken Bacon Comedy, Single Walk Slowly with an Explosion Behind Me, Extincted Stephen Premel. Oh, interesting. It doesn't seem like you're in the game yet at all, Jess. Oh, no, you are. You caused 3 fat... Okay, you know what? Let's see the settings I can tweak here. Because you all want to change your names.
And this doesn't have anything to do with any ongoing, I don't know, issues. Gossip, slanderous gossip that you might hear about LaCroix, who are 100% innocent. You can see it right there. They're innocent.
Okay, if you sign out and sign back in, you should be able to change your name. Okay.
Specific Andrew, I would like you to really feel the panic of thinking that you're going to oh no, I'm gonna miss because I don't know where my cord is. I'm so disorganized. I want you to feel some true shame right now and just send that right to us. That's delicious. Thank you.
I'll kick you a single walk run so that you can come back in with a new name that properly pays tribute to the mighty Marvel bullpen.
We have the cheat code right here from Thingsfromthevoid. Thank you, Void.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Void. I got this mirror to chat with you. As you can see, it goes directly to the Void.
Well, you're wanting to make offerings to me, Lindsay Premel. I can't speak to farts, but maybe you can use farts to get this merchandise at Alice.deals, including the Gotham Earth shirt, the Radio Free Multiverse shirt, the Pirate Earth shirt and beanie, or the 2 hats with me, Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire.
That's where you can make your fart offerings, Alice.deals, in the form of money. Oh, hell yes! So that every time you consume disgusting matter, you are reminded that it is absolutely revolting that you exist in a 3-dimensional space and then moving through time. Wow, all 4 dimensions, gross.
But hello, Specific Andrew. Hello, Incelsior. Hello, Horde Jedi Actual makes Horde Jedi Real seem like Horde Jedi. And hello, fake real Horde Jedi, Blog Thorvin, Single Rock Run 2099, which is from the far future.
It's got ham.
Hello, CBC. Hello, Specific Andrew, one of the good X-Men. All of the ones I created are great. I didn't create some of those later ones like Beak, who's just a chicken man.
I mean, I love that. If you're gonna be a 3-dimensional being, have fun with it,
or
at least.
Eye Boy, who has eyes all over his body, including in places where they're not usually supposed to be.
Well, I would assume
under his hair.
But also other places?
Probably, also everywhere, all over his body. He's more eyes than skin.
He's more eyes than 3-dimensional being now. I love that. Did you know that eyes are 7th-dimensional objects? Yes.
Hello, Goldballs is the best X-Man. And Lester Verd from The Void. And Lester Verd is Dr. Bong, who, as we talked about on the last trivia episode, is, of course, a Belle-themed villain. What else would he be?
Of course.
He has an eye on his he has butt? Oh, I see. Stephen Premmel fixated on farts and where they come from.
What is a palatial cleft?
I assume
Tell me
it's
these things about
butt-related.
just disgusting third-dimensional bodies that I share with you because I am not worthy.
It's the lowest center of the back, just above the buttocks.
Oh, I see.
No, Steven, it's not time for the Mind Palace. But it is time.
No, and
for trivia.
Feel pain that we're not doing what you want us to do, and then let us eat that pain. Oh my God.
Yes, that's right. It's time for trivia.
Suffer.
Here we go. Thor was turned into a frog in 1986 during a 4-issue run by which author?
Oh.
Chris Claremont, Jason Aaron, Stan Lee, or Walter Simonson?
Wow.
Did you know that I, Stan Lee, call J. Jonah Jameson J. Jonah Jameson?
Thank God the internet got turned on in Canada in time for you to play trivia at midnight.
That's why the only Rogers I approve of is Steve Rogers, aka the Star-Spangled Sentinel of Liberty, Captain America.
But
not Rogers Internet, the internet service that was shut off all day in Canada.
All of Canada?
Yes, well, lots of Canada.
Yo, we are trying to get another season of Late Stage Capitalism Who Will Survive.
Yes. Well, maybe losing the internet will help with
Fluval. Yes, praise Fluval.
Of course. The Phone Ranger used his powers over communications technology to fix your internet. Thank you, Phone Ranger, for all of your moments of heroism in these trying times. Excelsior!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
25% of all Canada's internet was down today. And there's a whole thing you can see where Cloudflare monitored it.
Y'all, we are trying very hard not to get our budget cut by the network. We need to squeeze at least another season out. We need you to do things. If you're like, oh no, what should I do? What should I do to get another season of Late Stage Capitalism Who Will Survive and not have an apocalypse before we reach the Star Trek future and then have the appropriate
intern
buy abortions, purchase them.
I was gonna
purchase
give
them for humans that need them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess animals absolutely need abortions, household pets, etc.
I don't think people are as worried about that one, though, and I don't think that's being as regulated away.
Yeah,
which is chilling when you think about it. But you know what else is a chilling adventure? Our leaderboard, where Single Walk Run is in first place, and of course, that is of course Single Walk Run 2099. I didn't show you the answer, so let's go back to the question.
Good. I feel like that confusion that you are feeling right now over not being shown the answer, but being shown
Walter
who
Simonson. The answer is Walter Simonson.
We're so glad that we made you suffer.
And here's Thor thinking about the fact that he was turned into a frog.
He's much more handsome as a frog.
Ribbit, which of course translates to a frog. I've become a frog.
I've become a frog. Oops, all questions.
This and subsequent dialogue among animals. This and subsequent dialogue among animals is translated from the vernacular into English for the benefit of those to whom the language of the beasts is a closed book. Only Loki would have the knowledge and will to achieve this transformation, but even he lacks the power to effect such change at this distance.
Well, you see, he's not the god of hammers. He
does have a Mjolnir.
But he does have a Mjolnir, a little
and yes, Stephen Premmel. But this isn't Throg.
Do you want to know what happened to me when I learned that Thor was turned into a frog?
What happened to you?
So I was on the phone with some nerd, some person who was explaining to me the history of Thor because it's fascinating. And I was in the middle of a college campus and I was sitting just sort of like in the middle of the quad. And some guy walked by and he looked down at me and he goes, "Will you pray for me?" And I was on the phone talking about Thor, and I was so confused. He's like, "Oh, I thought you were, like, praying or something. Like, it looked so cinematic with, like, the sun, like, setting and all this." And I'm just like, sure? And then they walked away. And it was very confusing to me. I was like, why would he do that? First off, I was like looking at the guy and he didn't look like he was in such spiritual pain that he would ask a stranger to pray for him. So now I realize he was probably trying to flirt with me, which is very strange. No, it's not very strange if he was looking for someone who does that sort of thing. But
so here's the thing. Throg is a frog.
Right.
Okay.
The damnedest thing.
Throg. So here we go. From Marvel.com. Walter Simonson wrote this comic where Thor has been turned into a frog. Though he may now be an amphibian, he is still a warrior. And when struck by rats, the mighty frog Thor must return blows in kind with leg and with tongue.
With leg and with tongue.
Possibly the most unusual Thor story ever told. Throg is a frog variant of Thor, not Thor turned into a frog.
I see.
But I see a lot of people didn't seem to like all this frog Thor trivia because our viewership went down over the course of that question.
Maybe all of the internet in Canada is down again.
I don't like the sound of that, but I do like our leaderboard, where, as I said, Single Walk 2099 is in first place. Specific Andrew in second. There's a good X-Man, and CBC in third. But it looks
really
like only 3 of you got that question correct.
That's part of it.
So why don't we now move? Ooh, I would like
Did it really
Frog
go down
Devil.
again?
Dare Frog.
Ooh, yes.
Dare Frog. Able to solve the laws of the sea and the laws of the land alike.
What's the over-under on frogs getting frog rights before transhumans get trans rights? Like, we're trying to keep late-stage capitalism who will survive from combusting.
Disappointingly high.
Right? From combusting so that the network doesn't cut our funding. Please buy abortions. Please vote for rights.
But speaking of things that have not had their funding cut.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, but speaking of things that have not had their internet cut or their budget cut, let's go to the next question.
Jazz, that is a
We
very
should
good
do
point.
Animorphs Night. But now it's time for Marvel. There have been 4 Thor films in the MCU, 4 Thor feature films. In total, how many people directed these 4 movies? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Pick your answers. You have a 25% chance of being right. Unless you know it, then you have a 100% chance.
I don't know it.
We definitely explicitly talked about that earlier this week, Intern Cognition.
I'm Intern Kristie. Hi, I'm Intern Kristie. Right? Yes.
People get their brains controlled by the villainous Yerks who climb inside their ears and take over their brain stems. They learn the toll that murder takes as children.
Yep. They also wrote, the authors, K.A. Applegate.
K.A. Applegate.
Wrote another series as well called Everworld. Ever hear of it? It's where a group of teenagers get sucked into a world in which all of the gods of mythology, the standard understanding of Western mythology, exist and have taken humans with them. And they must fight in a, wild holy war. Against the devil, who is also their friend. It's wild.
A fictional world where all the gods of myth are real. That sounds familiar, yes, okay. K.A. Applegate.
Yeah, so, That's hilarious, and I love that joke.
Your tuchus
CPL
is
3020.
Thor.
Your tuchus is Thor.
Your tuchus is Thor.
That's a joke for
Excelsior.
Emily Pineapple's Bubby.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Oh yes, that's also true, Alice Forever Cemetery. K.A. Applegate is
Oh, hell
rad.
yeah! Oh my god, no. She totally would. She totally would. Like, honestly, the shit that she wrote about in those books prepared me more for life than, like, my parents. But the first one that I read, I opened it up, and in the first scene, someone was thinking about whether or not he had been fed human meat the night before he was going to be a human sacrifice. So, yeah. I was hooked. We can say I was hooked.
If you were prepared. Were you prepared to see what people answered? Almost all of you thought the answer was 3. And it was.
It was.
Taika Waititi is the only person to direct more than one Thor feature film, with Ragnarok and Love and Thunder. Kenneth Branagh, who also played Loveless in Wild Wild West, directed the original Thor. And then Alan Taylor directed Thor: The Dark World, where Christopher Eccleston played Malekith the Dark Elf.
Wow. I never saw that one.
You know what you did see, though?
What?
On Leaderboard,
I
with Single
do.
Walk Run, 2099 is in first. Specific Andrew, one of the good X-Men. No, I mean Loveless from the Wild Wild West fame, Kenneth Branagh.
Now all I can think about is K.A. Applegate.
To be or not
First
to be
trivia.
in the Wiki Wild Wild West? That
be or not
is
to
the
be.
question.
It is. It's a really good question, Fluval. Thank you.
Whether Desperado Jim West is a Rough Rider. Alan Taylor, that's true. It's not a trivia question. Alan Taylor did replace someone, though. He, of course, replaced the director of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and also, is anyone else
That's
just
right.
bored of those movies?
He replaced... Wait, what movies?
All of the ones that weren't directed
He
by
replaced
Taika
Patty
Waititi.
Jenkins, of course. Patty Jenkins, who's also directing the upcoming Rogue Squadron movie.
Patty!
And did both Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984, meaning she has directed as many Wonder Woman movies as Taika has directed
Ooh.
Thor's.
That's
It's
fun, I
Patty
guess.
Jenkins, Stephen Premmel.
Patty.
Maybe if your ears were less clogged by slander, you'd have heard when I said that.
So much slander in your ears. You've only seen Ragnarok. Honestly, don't
I
see
thought you'd
anything
see
else.
Love and I thought you'd just go back. Well, yeah.
Don't see anything else.
I don't know. I think you should see all of the Marvel films.
But if you're thinking of seeing King of Comedy, honestly, watch 2019 Joker.
That's right, and Patty being
It's a better
fired
version.
was why Natalie Portman.
Oh.
Also, here's a Fluval's fact fractal that's been going around from the Thor 2 press circuit.
Tell me.
Taika
Spell
Waititi asked Natalie Portman to be in his Star Wars movie and was like, hey, do you want to be in a Star Wars? And she said, Taika, I'm in 3 of them.
I love that so much. Was he drunk? Because I can imagine him like...
Also, was he just shit posting
could
in
have
real
been
life?
shit posting.
Thor: The Dark World was the last Marvel film Alice saw.
Ooh, yeah, no.
What a note to go out on.
What a note. What a note. But you did spend 30 whole
I
days
agree. She
watching
should have
Batman.
said, sure, I'll be in a Star Wars.
Sure.
I'll do another one, and I'll never acknowledge that I was Padme Amidala until the movie is done.
I love it.
But Alice, I can't believe that your last...
Yeah, Doctor Strange was exceptionally disappointing. It was so disappointing. It was profoundly disappointing.
You should at least watch
So
a
was that.
supercut of all of my cameos in those Marvel
You should.
pictures. Well,
Oh, wow. How were you paid?
well, you were paid?
Via what mechanism, specifically,
How do
Andrew?
you get paid to watch Marvel films? I'd get paid to watch all of these films. Especially now that I'm no longer in them.
Yeah, precisely. Naps are my favorite form of time theft. Yes! Steal your time, okay?
Well, no, I don't. That is not what we were asking. Thank you, Stephen Premmel. Okay. My cameo in Obi-Wan Kenobi was the best. I was in the background while Obi-Wan.
The government?
For rating. Oh, for the ratings board.
How are you on the ratings board? What the fuck?
I should be on the ratings. I should.
What? Tell me things.
Let's lobby for me to join the MPA.
Like, honestly, just say that you still smoke and go out there and just, like, hold a fucking unlit cigarette.
I should replace the priest. It's part of the MPA.
Yeah.
I think my moral character is so much better than most of them. But you know what else is better than the MPAA?
What?
Our next question. True or false, the Spider-Man villain Shocker gained his electricity powers after being struck by lightning while working on a power line.
Ooh.
Scene here is from the Spider-Man game. Spider-Man doing the finger guns like in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. Yeah, go enjoy the taste of Baja Blast or perhaps Flamin' Hot vape juice.
Good, Stephen Premmel. I'm glad that you're being punished for your slanderous ways.
Yes, this movie is not yet rated as a wild expose about the MPAA.
Right. Good. I also suffer one day because we enjoy suffering generally, not just for people who slander us.
Yes. All third-dimensional beings can suffer as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, you can absolutely dish dirt. In fact, like, that is probably going to help late-stage capitalism, who will survive from destroying its own planet.
Well, time is out, and CPL says, that fucking Electro, yo.
That fucking Electro.
Well, let's see what you all picked. 7 said true, 5 said false.
Slander.
The answer is false because, as CPL said, that's fucking Electro, yo.
That fucking Electro.
That's Electro's origin.
That's
the
Electro.
Shocker doesn't have electricity powers at all. He uses gauntlets that produce sonic shockwaves. And there's a Shocker and an Electro, but only Electro has electricity powers.
Good. Boo. Boo.
That's right.
I feel pain at being wrong.
I tricked all of you.
Feel pain at being tricked by Full Level and Stanley.
Most of you. You
okay.
Gauntlets.
That's
what is
fair.
this? 1222 AD.
I'm a space, like, Asgardian, honestly, because they aren't Vikings, and Vikings are not a people. That was a job. That was a thing people did.
Yes, it was an occupation like Trivia Master.
And I do not know if they had gauntlets. Probably leather gauntlets.
Yes, there was a fake out where they implied that someone got the Shaka gloves in far from home.
Don't I look like cosplay? Classic cosplay. Ooh, gross. Fuck the Shocker. Well, Things from the Void, I'm glad you tricked yourself. Sorry, I was reading Alice's comment.
I just learned from friendo Lizzie Izzy that her high school boys soccer team had to explain to their parents what the Shocker was after making it in their official soccer team picture. That's a fun punishment.
Whereas my friend was punished for putting like fake fish on a t-shirt for a freshman. She made it look like a penguin and she put fish in there and she thought it was cute. And then the teacher got really mad at us for making such an obscene reference and then did not explain it.
No!
So we just went around thinking like so confused.
That's fair. Well, let's go to our leaderboard now that we see that 7 of the players were confused by that answer. Single Walk 2099 in first, Stephen Premmel in second, Horde Jedi. What is that whole name?
Is it not okay? Should we boot that person?
No, it's Horde Jedi, the female Thor, which is a reference to the mighty Thor, who was Jane Foster.
Fair enough.
I just couldn't. I just needed to go to it so I could see the whole answer in my mind palace.
Do y'all see all the fucks I have to give? Did you see?
That's true.
Did you see how few fucks I have to give?
There is no female Thor. They're just Thor. They're just the mighty Thor. They're not Thor Odinson, but they are Thor.
No,
It's
gender
Thor
absolutely does not determine
and the
Thor.
mighty Thor. Excelsior!
Yeah. It's also not... I'm so mad.
But speaking of beings who take on an alias, let's go to our next question. Before he became the Silver Surfer, the being who would become the Herald of Galactus was known as Kalark, Marvel, Norin Rad, or Shalabal.
Oh my. You know, those
All
are
of
very...
these are Marvel characters, but which one was the Silver Surfer's original
I'm gonna
name?
guess Jack Kirby. Is he the one?
Well, Jack Kirby drew the Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four.
Who came up with these names?
I think it was probably me, Stan the Man Lee.
I hope you get it wrong, Stephen Premmel.
I mean, I also hope Stephen Premmel gets it wrong. Oh, let me clarify. These are not all Marvel characters.
Oh.
No, they are all Marvel characters.
Okay.
They just... yes. Kalark
Gladiator.
is the Gladiator, who, of course, is a humanoid alien who is the praetor of the Shi'ar Imperial God.
Wow. Marvel.
Yes, Marvel is Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel.
Marvel.
But do you know who Shalabal is, CPL 33020?
Yeah, who's
Because the
Shalabal?
correct answer is Norin Rad.
Norin Rad.
That's right.
That's right.
Before. Yeah, Shalabal was the girlfriend
God.
of the Silver Surfer. But the Silver Surfer was Mr. Rad. He was an astronomer who saved his planet from the world devourer Galactus by volunteering as tribute to serve as his herald. The original Rad Dude, the Silver Surfer. Shalabal also became a cosmic entity, by the way.
Fun. That's fun for them. That's really fun
And
for third-dimensional beings that just get to become cosmic entities.
In Earth 9997, Shalabal actually became the Silver Surfer as well. With all the powers of Norin Rad Silver Surfer. And yes, the Silver Skeeter is Quailman's friend on Doug. Great question, Alice Forever Cemetery. Marvel wouldn't let me publish the comic that answered that question.
No, it was awful.
And so it was adapted into Stripperella, the comic I published with Pamela Anderson after I was outed at Marvel.
Oh, was that a question for George?
Oh. I don't know. Use your own imagination.
Okay, he's gone.
He's not very sexually imaginative, as you all know.
Yeah.
But now let's go to the leaderboard, where Single Walk Run is in first. Still, Single Walk Run from the far future year of 2099. Stephen Premmel in second. Horde Jedi, the mighty Thor in third. Goldballs is the best X-Man in last, and Specific Andrew, one of the good X-Men, in fourth. And Cyclops was right in fifth place.
Wow.
I wonder which version of Cyclops they think is right. Because his opinion on mutants has waffled quite a bit through his history in the Marvel Universe as one of the mighty Marvel superheroes.
I would imagine so. I would imagine so.
Did you know he killed Professor X at one point?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he shot him with his laser eyes that aren't actually laser eyes and are actually
Scotty.
concussive beams that are pockets to another dimension.
Scotty
Scotty doesn't know what his own opinion about mutants are.
I didn't know you had it in you.
Yes, he became a mutant. He became basically Magneto for a while. In terms of his opinion on humanity.
Sure, I suppose.
Because what if Cyclops, whose defining trait is his belief in Xavier's dream, didn't? CPL, I said they're not lasers, they're concussive beams,
Concussive
and his eyes are
beams.
portals to another dimension.
They're portals.
So stare deep into Cyclops' eyes to
Stare
watch
deep.
this show, Grand Trivia.
Yes, or the eyes of your household pets. That is a way that you can view Grand Trivia.
Yes. But perhaps you could also use the subject of our next question to view our mighty Marvel show.
Oh.
Perhaps. Which of these is not one of the Infinity Stones? Eternity, power, reality, or space? He sure is a dweeb, Redactron. Seen here is the Geico Gecko, snapping half of the universe out of existence.
Wow. What do you think that would do to insurance rates?
I think he's specifically targeting AAA, State Farm, and other insurance company customers so that Geico can be the only game in town. Take that, Flo, says Bootleg Bart. I agree, Redactron.
Feel shame about not knowing these things.
But also, one BBBR, I agree with you
Wow.
that I need a Cyclops lens.
Yes.
That's
It's
right.
so progressive.
You can save 50% by wiping out half of the universe.
I mean, I suppose
Excelsior.
that probably would not bode well for the next seasons of late stage capitalism who will survive, which we have to keep things running.
7 of
even a
you said
little bit.
eternity, 2 of you said power, 3 said reality, and 0 of you said space. I was thinking the standard classic yellow visor rather than the updated X-shaped visor.
Oh, but that one's so stylish.
Yeah, that's true, but then I might be confused for the X-Meister, who's a whole different character.
Oh, what is his mutant power?
Questions! Asking the best questions in the universe, except for me, of course.
What?
The X-Meister. Good question.
Oh, I understand now. Thank you.
Jeez.
Thank you. I was very confused and I apologize.
Oh my goodness. Well,
And that makes sense.
I'm glad some people understood my reference, just like Captain America understood that reference in the original Avengers film.
It took
was a
me a
very
moment.
similar
but you know what's
design.
wonderful, Fluval, is that what
What?
I was really thinking in my
Yes.
head was, it's so strange that Marvel has a character with the same name as Riley's character.
Oh, okay. You thought I was referencing an obscure Marvel hero.
I was like,
the
that's
Phone
interesting.
Ranger.
I feel like, wasn't that like, I feel like that was like a comedy thing. I just
It sure
entirely
was.
took you at your word, Fluval.
It was a
As always.
It was a comic stream thing. But speaking of comics, let's see the correct answer to this one. It's eternity.
Happens all the time.
The 6 Infinity Stones are space, mind, reality, power, time, and soul.
Ooh, soul. Wow.
But now let's go to the leaderboard.
That is amazing, and that should have been.
Single Walk Run 2099 in first place using their far future technology. Stephen Premmel in second. Horde Jedi the Mighty Thor in third. Goldball is the best X-Man in 13th place. Otherwise, the rating's still pretty static. But right now, let's take a break
Oh,
from the trivia.
we need to take a break right now.
Because what
from
we
the
need
trivia.
to do is
we have
watch
important messages
and listen to the anthem of the mighty Marvel
Yes.
superheroes.
It's very important.
So
that you
why don't
all
we
pay attention? Pay
take
attention.
in this important anthem
Let's pay attention right now.
that
Let's pay
pays
attention to what we're
tribute
doing.
to the great
Eyes
characters
open.
that I invented
Mouth
and
closed.
some other folks kind of helped out with.
Yeah, an anthem, Stephen Premmel.
On Anthem!
Unplug your ears from slander.
It's the sulky, over-bulky, kind of hulky superhero. Fisted and electrically transisted
Superhero.
And exotically erotic and aquatic
Excuse me?
That's right, they called Namor I'm gonna pause this. That's right, they called Namor an erotic superhero.
The transistored superhero, an exotically erotic and aquatic superhero.
Namor is rumored to be coming soon to the MCU.
Superpowered from the bottom to the toes. Watch them change their very shape before you know. See Arcane Strike.
Yeah, no, definitely anti-hero, but
Superhero, a humdinging, real slinging, shield flinging superhero.
A humdinging, real slinging, shield slinging superhero.
Ultimate superhero, the Marvel superheroes never
I'm having a really hard time right now dealing with the erotic superhero.
Well, then you need to not read many comics by Mark Millar.
Like, it explicitly, like, being in a comic is fine, but, like, I'm watching the intro to a cartoon.
Yes!
That is explicitly for children. It does have Rogers and Hammerstein vibes.
Yes, and it was a cartoon.
There's a lot of men in that.
They were all, yes. And by the way, it ended with a theme called the Merry Marvel Marching Society.
But how did they get that? If
the Mighty Merry Merry Marvel Marching Society was a fan club that I founded.
They weren't allowed to show queer people, but they could
No.
call Namor an erotic superhero on a
Namor's
children's
just
show.
that sexual.
Where was the MPAA then? Fucking around. That's what they were doing. Namor Fox.
CPL 33020 is actually correct about that. But yes.
Yes.
Mark Millar.
It's his thing. That's the one thing.
Yes, and I'm trying to think of another thing.
There's no other things. Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah, you're gonna talk. Yeah, it's just there.
It's just Namor Fox.
Oh yeah, no, it would have been the FCC.
Right.
Who would have been
the
cracking
FCC.
down on calling Namor
You mean
erotic.
the Federation for a Clean Cosmos?
Exactly, the one insane who we've had plenty of dealings with before.
Yeah, they're disgusting. We try and destroy them every time we see them
We
in another
sure
dimension.
do.
They're getting clever, though.
But actually, you saw something. You might have, eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that Thor was originally a human who transformed into the mighty Thor. But
Yes.
what was that human's name? Was he he was an injured doctor, but was he named Donald Blake, Eric Masterson, Sigurd Jarlsson, or Terran Olsen?
This I learned in the same conversation in which a person asked me to pray for them.
Did they say that, Thor's much like Jesus Christ, in that Jesus is half man, half God, and because of his transformation, Thor, too, is half man, half God.
This is true, but also there are basically one-to-one similarities between how this original Thor, the many ways that this original Thor exists in the
But
world,
what about
and the
my
story
Thor?
of Finn McCool. And the Celtic mythology, how Finn McCool exists, he was a spirit, and then he got eaten by his mother, in spirit form, and that
I feel a change
impregnated
coming over
her
me.
with him.
Is Finn McCool related to Droopy McCool, who played in the band at Jabba's Palace?
Yes.
Ah!
Yes.
Ah!
Thunder Guy.
Thunder Guy.
The one that came first, Fluval.
Well, only one of them was an injured doctor.
It is, because a Christian mythologist was the one who wrote down the prose version of the mythology. That's where he looked at a poetic, a poetic thing that was written down years before him, hundreds of years before him. He was a fucking monk, and he wrote a prose version of that, and he added the most metal part where I think it was Thor rips apart the fucking wolf child Fenrir.
Finn Wolfhard?
Yes, Finn Wolfhard. He rips
From Stranger
Finn
Things.
Wolfhard's jaws open. It's horrifying. He's still a child.
Now that's a strange thing.
Yeah, like it was just written by a guy who was like, all right, so this is some really interesting history, but I'm just going to dress it up 100% in Christian mythology to kind of just be like, but also Christian God is the one God. All of these histories, all these myths, they're kind of about Christian God and Jesus. My Jesus, the one that's mine.
So
it's real.
In early appearances...
Wait, you lurk on the talk? Okay.
Send us your TikTok handle.
Yes.
But in early appearances, Thor had a secret identity as an injured doctor named Donald Blake.
Perhaps.
Dr. Blake was created by Odin to serve as a host for Thor and teach him humility.
Yes.
When he transformed into Thor, the good doctor's cane became Mjolnir. Eric Masterson adopted the mantle of Thor, but he was not a doctor. Masterson became Thor after meeting Thor Odinson in disguise, as a janitor named Sigurd Jarlsson. So Thor disguised himself as a janitor by putting on glasses. He pulled a Superman.
Sounds made up.
And then after he stopped being Thor, Eric Masterson became Thunderstrike.
Oh, Thunderstrike.
Another of the mighty Marvel pantheon of heroes, the terrific titans that we created, me and other people who don't need to be mentioned.
Yeah.
But what does need to be mentioned is our leaderboard, where Single Rock Run is still in first, with Horde Jedi, the mighty Thor, flying up in second place with the power of Mjolnir. Specific Andrew, one of the good X-Men, using the X gene to get into third place. Stephen Premel down in fourth, getting it wrong because I tricked him.
Yes.
And Blog Thorvin, the Blog of Thunder, is in fifth place.
Odin has one eye for super metal reasons. It's because he sacrificed himself to himself on the world tree to receive the knowledge of the runes, which is a writing system as well as a divinatory thing in various forms. You know, it's an alphabet. It's poetry.
I know what they are.
One of my state senators just refused to go on Tucker Carlson to comment on a TikTok she posted, and I could not be more proud of the talk. Fuck yeah.
I too refuse to go on Tucker Carlson.
Fuck yeah. We are all in this together, okay? We are giving Late Stage Capitalism Who Will Survive the finale it deserves.
If I was
Star
forced
Trek
to go on to Tucker Carlson,
and then
I would just blow the planet up. Go kaboom.
Destruction via Yggdrasil.
Is that your deodorant?
Yes, I do need to use the World Tree deodorant. Honestly, out in the multiverse, being an intern for the Grand Aquarium Empire Network and Fluval, you never know when you're going to have a stressful situation.
Well,
that's why I use Yggdrasil. It's activated by stress.
You know what else you could use to cover your scent? Cologne, which is one of the potential answers on this question. Which of these is a real Marvel tie-in product? Hulk Smash Cologne, an Iron Man coffee maker, a Spider-Man bed cover, or Spider-Man and Hulk toilet paper? Which of these is real and which of these is another incredible invention of me, Stan the Man Lee?
Good.
You're guessing you don't have a catalog memory of all the mighty Marvel tie-in products? From the House of Ideas?
That's ridiculous. You should all feel like the pain of not knowing something
You
right
all
now. You should
should be
feel
ashamed.
shame. You should feel shame, and we will consume that
Well,
suffering.
Blog
Thank
told me
you. Thank you for
this
that
isn't
shame.
a wagering question, so it doesn't matter what you bet.
You could bet your whole planet. You could just do that. You could bet your whole
bet
planet.
your life.
You could bet your life. You could bet the life of your entire species. That would be fun. That would be fun.
Well, it's all of them. Ha ha ha, you got it right.
That it's all of them.
Two of you thought the coffee maker. 60 you thought the Spider-Man bed cover.
Joss,
And
I will
4 of
make
you
you
thought it was
suffer.
Spider-Man and Hulk. Toilet paper. Oh, you got a side thing going. I'm all in
Right?
favor of you gambling. Anyway.
Yes.
Hulk
yes.
Smash Cologne is quote, a woody aquatic cologne evoking both a serene sense of timeless freedom and a single-minded, unbridled passion for life. Because if there's one thing about the Hulk, it's that he has a serene sense of anything.
I feel like there's gonna be patchouli, and something really spicy.
I hope
Right?
there's spice.
It's gonna be bad.
Did you know gamma
let's
radiation
see.
smells like cinnamon?
It does. Hulk sniff.
And you might also smell cinnamon if you put it in your coffee with this Iron Man coffee maker. Not pictured is the fact that you have to lift up Iron Man's mask to put in your K-cup. So it's like your K-cup is billionaire philanthropist Tony Stark.
That's actually how they came up with the cereal. You know how it's like teachers don't know how they can't figure out how we got the cinnamon swirls onto the cinnamon toast crunch. Wow, it's such a mystery. That's actually how they did it. Gamma.
Yes, it drips out of Iron Man's neck. It's
Good,
just
be
like
angry.
when Topanga's husband
Yes.
said that he found shrimp in a gamma radiation machine. And it turned out it was just a desperate plea for attention. And here's the Spider-Man bed cover, which turns your bed into the friendly neighborhood wall crawler, Spider-Man.
Just curl up on Spider-Man's wide chest.
Let Spider-Man, yeah, Spider-Man is your, just roll up it on Spider-Man.
Corey did that?
Yes.
He would.
Very normal. This is a normal
who
bed.
doesn't want that?
Yes, I mean Daniel Fishel's husband, who played
question.
Topanga on the hit show Boy Meets World. 'Cause
Is he a bad person?
I don't know. I just know his weird cinnamon toast crunch prank.
That's strange. I'm not into pranks.
You know what
unless
else
we
is
do them
strange?
to cause suffering upon third-dimensional beings.
Yeah, he's
it's
a
not
creep.
fun unless
Apparently-
it's to glorify Fluval.
Apparently, Cop is a creep. Not the fish, but the man.
Oh, okay. I was like, the fish are pretty creepy too. I'm
Yes.
gonna be real. I find carp extremely creepy.
You know what else? Well, if you find them creepy, and
Yes,
you need to
this is the question.
do you need to distract yourself from something creepy? Well, you can pull out some Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man toilet paper, which has an original story never before seen and never seen anywhere else. Outside of the toilet paper roll.
Fluval is not carp.
I am not a
Fluval is
carp. I am a
fifth-dimensional being.
fifth-dimensional being.
Yes, he is only perceived by your lowly third-dimensional minds as, like, probably a goldfish.
You see, they told me, Stan, your comics are nothing more than... I wouldn't wipe my butt with your comics. And I said, oh, I bet you would. And so I made this Spider-Man and Hulk toilet paper and
Yes.
proved myself right.
Oh, Boy Meets World.
She's in pornography now.
Okay, good for her.
Some more respectable.
Right? Yeah.
But let's get back to our trivia and our leaderboard, where Single Walk Run is in first place, Horde Jedi, the Mighty Thor in second, and Specific Andrew, who I think is one of the good X-Men, is in third place. Yes, I'll get you to pay to wipe my butt with your comics.
Yes.
With this original story, which Spider-Man looks a lot happier to be in than Hulk. Spider-Man giving you a little wave while Hulk wants to fight you.
But when does Hulk not want to fight you?
I don't know, but you know what I do know?
What?
Hulk. Ain't he unglamorous?
Ain't he unglamorous?
All of them
only
that
Twin XL.
I created.
Yes.
After me, I'm not particularly interested in Chris Claremont's new characters.
Or a single with a baseboard. Oh, okay. Like name 7.
Okay, you want me to name 7 of the good X-Men?
Yeah. Let's name 7.
7 of the good X-Men.
Well, we've got Iceman.
No, he wants me to name 7 of the good X-Men.
Oh, okay. Well, you know all of them.
I do.
Why would you ask Fluval? Fluval obviously knows all of them. It's not
of
like
course, there's the entire first class.
Right? There's the entire first class.
Professor X,
Oh,
Cyclops, Iceman, Beast, Angel, and of course, Marvel Girl. And then Mimic was an X-Man during my run as well, but before he became part of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
He did.
So there you go. Done. 7. Totally done. It wasn't that hard to name. I was able to name 7 X-Men, all created by me, Stan the Man Lee.
Nightcrawler.
Of course, he's also wonderful.
Nightcrawler, and of course Nightcrawler, my favorite character.
I also like Polaris, Changeling, and Havoc. Also,
Stephen Premmel, you are slandering. That is slander. I love the Juggernaut. He's the Juggernaut, bitch.
he is the Juggernaut, but he also isn't.
It's like I'm Britney, bitch.
He's also technically not a mutant. He has the gem with magic powers. Did you know? Also, Namor is the first mutant in the Marvel universe. That erotic mutant.
That erotic
Namor.
mutant. He's so erotic. Give me some sloppy slanders. Gross! Stephen Premmel, gross!
He came up, well, the author of this came up earlier in the quiz. The author of the answer to our next question, that is. Well, no, publishing-wise, he was the first. But type in your answers now. Which comic inspired Marvel to cast Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury? Type your answers in now. Ha ha ha.
I don't know who that is, but I saw something about Goldballs.
Goldballs is ready.
Oh, are they?
Well, 3 of you have already typed in the correct answer to this question. Oh, some more of you getting your answers in now. Ooh.
Get those in there. Get those answers in there. Feel some panic. I want you to feel like, oh no, I'm not gonna get in time. Ha ha ha. We're causing you suffering. Suffer.
Okay, well, all of your answers are in.
Oh, Jesus.
But before I reveal the answer, I'm going to show everyone Goldballs.
Look at Goldballs.
He shoots gold balls out of his chest.
Where are they from? Where's the?
Also, Goldballs is apparently the single most important X-Man character right now.
Yes. He is?
Yes.
Why? What's going on with him?
Well,
did Nerf sponsor this
Our
character?
friends at IGN have the answer to that question. Hey, X-Men fans, remember Goldballs, the mutant superhero with the power to shoot gold and bouncy balls out of his chest?
Because he's the goose with the golden eggs.
He's one of the most important mutants.
Wait, what comes out of the eggs?
Oh.
Oh my god, it's regeneration
His
pods!
eggs rebirth the X-Men.
How does he get their DNA? Like, does he have to make out with them or
Professor
something?
X uses Cerebro to implant their memories in the clone bodies.
Are they like blanks and you can just download them?
And that's why Xavier just walks around with his Cerebro helmet on all the time.
I don't like that.
It involves like the combination of 5 different mutants' powers to bring them back from the dead.
It's Disability Pride Month. Put him back in his awesome chair. Fuck that.
Especially if it's the cool gold hover chair.
Yes, he is in a good of a position to help.
In a body horror in a body horror of, I guess Goldball is the new flesh.
Goldball is the new flesh. Look, Jess Fatson, just know that they're extremely depraved and you should feel extremely ashamed of yourself and your species. And we appreciate the suffering that you're feeling right now.
Yes, it's Goldballs, Hope, Tempo, Elixir, and Proteus.
Oh my.
But here we go. We got a lot of different answers to this question. 3 said the Ultimates. 1 said Jughead. 1 said Blade. 1 said Chicken Bacon Comedy. I presume that was Chicken Bacon Comedy. 1 said Bone by Jeff Boone or Miller or whatever. Nick Fury. Piss. Or Garfield.
You know, I always go into everything wanting it to be piss. Rarely is.
But the Ultimates is the correct answer. It is a Fluval's Fact Fractal for you. Mark Millar based Nick Fury on Samuel L. Jackson without getting his approval. And when Jackson's agents reached out to Marvel about it, Marvel apologized and promised to cast him in any future film adaptations of the character.
Wow.
Yep.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
it was Ultimate Nick Fury in the comic, but the Nick Fury...
Because there was the, like, random...
Surprise! Nick
first
Fury,
one.
a character from the 1960s, was
Yeah.
a white man in a Marvel
Yeah.
comic book.
Yeah.
Surprise!
I mean, it's like...
He was a World War II soldier, and yes,
Yep.
Hasselhoff played... I love the... So here's what you all don't know. We are still hearing the sound effects. They're just not reaching Twitch. So you can still mess with us.
That's what that was! I was extremely confused.
They don't work for you, but they work for us. So yes, we heard that loud fought, Stephen Preble. Next week we will try to have it figured out so you also hear it. But right now, only we do. Do it, says Things from the Void. What I will do is go... Yes, and as you play them, they end up on our little monitor here, see?
So you know that's what we're hearing. We're hearing
Yes,
farts.
and also whenever anyone subscribes or follows, they also show up on that little digital
Yeah.
monitor here.
Thank you for the fart.
I'm glad that
That's
thoughts
slanderous,
are what
but-
finally get this little Easter egg that we put in the set used and noticed. It's been like this for months.
Yep. From the beginning.
From the beginning. Well, pretty much, actually, yeah.
From this set, like...
Yes. But only now do the true believers of Radio Free Multiverse and Grand Trivia have something to notice it. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure thing I have, Steven.
Yep.
Hail me indeed.
Hail Fluval.
Let's go to my leaderboard where you can hail me some more and enjoy the pain of defeat. Single Walk Run was one of the ones who got it right and is in first place. Horde Jedi and the Mighty Thor in second. Oh yeah, you see, Redactron just... Wait.
Slander.
Redactron just followed us. Which I find hilarious. Now maybe Redactron unfollowed and refollowed, but I also find... Also, if you want to subscribe on Twitch, you can do that now too. Let's move on now to our ultimate
The penultimate.
question.
It's like the ultimate pen.
Which of these
Penultimate.
is not a real Marvel character? By Beast, Mandrill, Man, or the Living Eraser?
Wow. Yep.
3 of these are real Marvel characters. One of them
Frasier.
is not. The Living Frasier. He's a living mass of tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
I feel like it's like By Beast is what they call me when I go to the club. Like,
Zing! I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
don't know what to do with them.
One of them may be a Mega Man villain, but if they are, it's a coincidence.
What's the bet that now, like every episode, everyone is gonna fucking unsubscribe and resubscribe?
I'm excited to see what that does to our Matrix. What?
That would be hilarious. What?
They do sound like what if characters.
Oh yes.
Fluval,
you eat ass. That's slander.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He
I
does
don't
not
eat anything.
consume anything. Surely By Beast has 2 in the pink and 1 in
Oh,
the pink.
it's because
Surely.
tossed salad is slang for eating ass.
Oh yeah.
And of course, Frasier does then say they're coming again, which means it's 2 things that I find personally disgusting about human beings.
That's so interesting. Do you think that those were slang when that song was written?
I don't eat it. I just spit it out.
Yes, no. He just puts the rocks or jewels or
Yes,
other things in his mouth
Mandark
and
is
spits them out.
Dexter's rival on Dexter's Laboratory.
Yes.
The correct answer is Man. 5 of you thought it was By Beast. 2 of you thought it was Mandrill. 1 of you knew it was Man, and 2 of you thought it was the Living Eraser. This is By Beast.
Ooh.
By
there's
Beast
two creatures.
is a two-headed... No, these are just two people. Two photos. By Beast is a two-headed android created by a subspecies of Inhumans called the Bird People.
Wow, I'm disappointed.
See, they're the two heads, one on top of the other, though.
One on top of the other.
Yes, as if the second face is someone else's chin.
Oh. Okay.
Which is where Jay Leno would have a second head if he had to.
It is. It is. Yeah. No, it is. Fluval.
Yes.
Fluval.
What?
I have to catch a bird.
Okay, go catch a bird while I tell them all about Mandrill. A mutant with the appearance and powers of a mandrill, but he's actually a human being. And his parents were not thrilled that he was looked and had the powers of a mandrill. So they've disowned him and he was sad about it, which fair enough, that's tragic for lowly human beings. But despite his initial nice and simple concept, eventually they gave him the power to control the minds of women using his gross human pheromones. I personally prefer when his whole deal was he looks and has the powers of an animal, but he is a human and is really upset about it, and so he decides to not wear pants and wear a cape. It's just, but also, one of the things he does is he has a lady be his chauffeur. Which I like to think that they didn't get creepier than that, but I'm sure they did. Because the comic books.
Yes.
Yeah, animals out here wearing
Famously.
capes all the time.
I too like wearing a cape to express my discomfort and my distaste for being in a third dimensional body.
He is basically an incel when you think about his character.
Oh, tasty. Love that.
Well,
Love that.
He's a villain,
I know, but
at least.
I mean, we've seen what nerds have done with Watchmen.
But what if, okay.
They don't get subtlety.
Todd Phillips needs to make a Mandrill movie. He made Joker. Yeah. Pants are done. I wear unitards and capes.
Yes.
But you know who doesn't?
About things.
Well, actually, he kind of does. The Living Eraser, who doesn't have a cape.
Ooh.
He's real and originally from Dimension Z. He journeyed to Earth to kidnap notable scientists, and when he uses his trademark Dimensionizer, the Dimensionizer makes beings seem to disappear. What is
Capes are
happening
the
to me?
kilts of the shoulders.
2 more sweeps of my hand and it will all be over. It's impossible. It can't be.
It's impossible.
Farewell, human.
It
You
does
have
look like
been
Kang.
erased.
That's just sick.
That's right. That's the man from Dimension Z. Oh, so many of my questions usually go back to the Silver Age. This is actually the least Silver Agey Marvel trivia we've done by far. NFL Super Pro came up on our past episode.
That's true.
Where do they go? They go to Dimension Z.
Fun for them.
Yes. But right now, you go to Leaderboard Fluval.
Wow.
Where Single Walk Run is in first. Horde Jedi, the female Thor. Oh, but you all got it wrong. The highest person who got it right was Cyclops was right. And Cyclops was right about this question. Blog Thorvoven didn't get it right, but CBC and Horde Jedi Actual makes Horde Jedi Fake look like Horde Jedi got it right. Ha 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 ha. And Goldballs is still the best X-Man.
Wow. We're just gunning for Goldballs here.
We're gunning for Goldballs. I want to be the most important X-Man.
You are the most important in everything, Fluval.
I agree, but I need Marvel. I want Marvel to acknowledge it.
They should. I mean, everyone acknowledges it all the time, right? Everyone acknowledges it all the time. Right? Right?
That's a great point, Single Walk Run. It says 3 people got points, but only one person got a correct answer. Steven, I heard that slander you just did, your fart noise you just set off. Okay, well, you know, Crowdburst seems a little shifty.
I mean, they're awful. I mean,
but
that matter
CBC
is
didn't
awful.
answer, but got...
Well, that's
Lord, do you get every question you don't answer right? Do you get points for every question you don't answer?
What?
That would be a deal breaker. If that's a okay. That is a deal breaker for a trivia app.
What?
You need to be able to not answer. Like you had. Oh my.
We gotta break out of the binary.
But not with like right or wrong in trivia.
If you're being asked a question, you already know the answer.
The overall total is probably correct, though. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, let's see, because it's time to wager your points.
Wager your points.
Your
Wager
next
those
question
points. Wager
is
them.
trivia about a Marvel movie.
Can you not wager your points?
No, but I can't test the not answer thing. Well, you could.
Wow.
You could still test it.
Yeah, wager all your points.
Wager all your
answer.
points and don't answer and see what happens. Live on the edge like all of Marvel's superheroes do. What if? Here's a what if for you. What if you wager all your points and don't answer at all?
What if?
What if you have a general strike from answering this question?
Just what if?
Well, here we go. I'm saying it's a Marvel movie.
Yes.
J.D. Salinger's son played which Marvel hero in a straight-to-VHS film?
What?
Captain America, Iron Man, Nick Fury, or Spider-Man?
We'll be watching Potato Molasses.
This is a great question to not answer, because who knows this?
Right? Hail Fluval. Hail Fluval.
Oh, Stephen
indeed.
Premmel has seen
Oh,
this movie, so
really?
he probably knows it. He knows it if he
not
hasn't.
answering. Look,
Or-
I don't want you all discussing
clarify something.
your plans with each other. I think that when interns and viewers talk to each other about what they're receiving from a person in power together, like, I don't like that. I don't like it when my interns talk about what they're paid with each other. Gross.
I just want to acknowledge, I said Stephen Premmel has probably seen this movie because he said I've seen this film. Meaning I either think Stephen Premmel has seen every movie, and so is like, oh, I've seen this film, I've seen all of the movies.
Possibly. Slander?
He's
it
probably
slander?
seen it. No. He's probably seen
slander.
it.
Probably
He's probably
slander.
seen it. Fire, you said Captain America. 2 said Iron Man. No one thought it was Nick Fury or Spider-Man. It's Captain America!
That's right.
Matt Salinger played the Star-Spangled Sentinel of Liberty in Captain America. And as you can see here, his costume even had rubber
Slander.
ears
Oh, wow.
to make it look more comic accurate.
Incredible.
Oh,
Oh.
Single Walk Run and Stephen Premmel have both seen this picture.
You know, if it's enough to replace my circulatory system, then yeah. But, you know, that's a lot of abortions, to be honest.
It's a lot of abortions to replace
lot
an
of
entire
abortions.
circulatory system.
Yeah.
Well,
One
now.
that just doesn't feel like going to all the parts of my body right now because third dimensional bodies are the devil. They're the devil. You should be a fifth
Yeah, we've
dimensional
inflicted
being.
a lot of pain on intern Charlene here today. So perhaps not the time for a good, solid watch-along. Or perhaps it is. I don't know. I'm not the boss of you, but I am the boss of this trivia. Where Specific Andrew is in first, Stephen Premmel is in second, Horn Jedi. So Stephen, okay. Okay, well that's a bit of a deal breaker, so perhaps...
Oh, that's a good point. Thanks for
That's
the
also a good point.
We have a lot of excuses. We do. We have a lot of excuses. I like excuses, though. Excuses are kind of like a thing that exerts suffering on others,
Look,
and so
how
I
about
want
this?
you to suffer from the lack of seeing Fluval.
How about this? How about we set a
yeah.
Patreon goal?
Oh.
We're at that level
Okay.
we will do a watch along, you know?
Sure.
Because then it doesn't have to be after this show. It can just be at a different time
Oh, that's a good point.
where we can watch it.
Yeah, and we can do a like
And
thing,
so we
but
can
everyone
schedule
can
it all
see
out,
it.
and everyone can come watch. Well, no, everyone would watch. It would be
Yeah,
for everyone.
yeah.
It would be the patrons unlocking it for everyone.
Okay.
Not gating it behind a paywall. But specific Andrews, DM your address to intern Emily Pineapple or intern Forest,
The sentient group.
the
of
sentient
trees.
group of trees. So we have your address, so we can send you your prize for winning. And intern Forest, the sentient group of trees, also produces this show, Mary Houlihan's Painting Party, which is on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
And sometimes the studio cat moonlights
Yes.
on this show as well.
Yes, we couldn't get the studio cat to sign an exclusive contract.
There's a prize?
But also on this channel on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. No, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. I phased through dimensions right then.
Well, welcome, Specific Andrew. We hope that you're really tired tomorrow. We hope you suffer. We hope you
Go watch Missed Calls with the former randoms
mild
this Wednesday.
fatigue.
And of course, get merch at Alice.deals celebrating this
Fashion
show.
life.
And there may be more merch coming relatively soon to Alice.deals about Radio Free Multiverse.
Yes. Prizes for like 5 weeks will be coming out this month.
Yes.
So if you won and you didn't get a prize
It's
within the
on
last
its
5
way
weeks
soon.
or further, I promise.
It's on its way to you soon.
Ooh, what's the phone prompt?
It's sandwiches.
Ooh, that's a
They're
good
the
one.
prompts for Missed Calls with the former randoms.
Especially because matter is so gross.
But you know what prize hasn't been delayed any week on this show?
What?
That's right, we always destroy a planet here on Grand Trivia.
Whee!
Stephen Premmel wants some pebbles that I have spit out.
We'll see.
We'll see what we
I
can
can
do.
get in that. We'll
They
see.
may destroy the envelope.
They
so
may
be
destroy the
too
envelope. That's what I
powerful.
was saying. They may be just too powerful.
Hail me, hail me. Well, thank you all for joining us this week on Grand Trivia. Next week on the show, it will be Candy Trivia because next
Trivia?
Friday is National Gummy Worms Day.
Oh, yay. That planet was real Bernie.
Excelsior. Good
Excelsior.
night. We see you because
Yay, stickers.
we have your coordinates.
Here he comes. Swimming closer than farther away.